Had
Up,
that
Greg?
every time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I also got some good news that I told you guys about, but just for the audience. So I got offered my very first commission work to do. I was just at work and suddenly got a phone call from my mum. Weird start to it, but bear with me. So she said her boss's dad works for the company, and he wanted a model built because his grandfather was a. It started off as he was a commander of an L class destroyer in the First World War, and then he slowly got demoted to he was a gunner. He was a commander on a mine layer in World War II. So but he was a gunner on an L class destroyer, HMS Latates. I don't know how to pronounce it. So he wanted a model of the ship that his granddad served on. So he found one. So he found one on eBay for 44 US, which is quite a lot. And that's been sent over, and he went to my mum and said, "I believe you know someone who builds models." So he asked if I could build it for him. So yeah, I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." I've worked for my mum's boss before and stuff like that, and I know them, so it's all good. And I wasn't doing anything at work, so I decided, you know what we're like. The minute we have an idea and we're going to build something, next comes about 6 hours of fucking autism deep dives.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did that, and I'm going, okay, what kit is it? I want to know, what size is it and stuff like that. She didn't know, and so I started Googling. There is a single kit available of an L-class destroyer, and it's a Combrig, so it's a resin kit, in 1:700 scale. You know how big a 1:700 scale destroyer is?
Yeah, well, like 5-6 inches.
Yeah, I think so. About hang on, 11.5 centimeters. So that makes it 4.5 inches.
God damn.
Yeah,
They're tiny boy.
yeah. So I text my mum and said, "He does know how big this is going to be, right?" And she goes, "No, he doesn't know that kind of thing." And I said, "So it's going to be this big. It's going to be fucking tiny. I mean, it's a World War One destroyer. They were small, even by destroyer standards. When you go to World War Two, they're significantly bigger. So World War One destroyer, they're not big, and this thing is going to be tiny." So she said, "Oh, is there any other models that he could purchase?" And the problem is there isn't any at all. No one does an L class because it's like niche as fuck. And Combrig are the only ones who do it. On the plus side, though, I am kind of interested to see how a Combrig model actually builds up, because they have all sorts of World War One ships, and they have one of the ones I really want, which is HMS New Zealand, our
So this
only
is
battleship.
basically your test bed to the company to see if it's worth it.
Yeah, pretty much, because they have all sorts of World War One battleships, which all look awesome. But yeah, HMS New Zealand is the one I really want. So before I drop a whole lot of money on it, I want to know if they're actually decent or not. But since he's an old guy, I'm kind of thinking, well, 1:700 destroyer, he's not going to see much. Maybe what I might do is I'll build a case to protect it. It's because it's going to be on water and stuff like that, because it's a waterline kit. I was sitting going, maybe, those magnifying panels you can buy? They're like an A4 and, different sizes for...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Putting one of those on one of the sides, so on like the main front, so it's like it magnifies up a bit, makes life a bit easier.
You should do that. That'd be real nice.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, and he's offered to pay me. I'm kind of like, we'll see how it turns out. Because he's already dropping a lot to buy it, and it's going to be a small kit, not what he was thinking. So, so I'm kind of like, it's my first commission build. We'll see.
You should tell him it's going to depend. The price of labor is going to depend on how many times you go to the local gun store and test each gun by mouthfeel.
I mean, I've built 1:700 destroyers before. They're not too bad. I've actually got a whole bunch of leftover 3D printed figures in 1:700 scale. Because
Oh,
ship models, without people on them, without visible people, it just looks
Yeah.
a bit weird. It's like
Yeah,
it's kind of
like a ghost ship.
Yeah, it's like there's no one on board, and especially like early war destroyers. And since it's a British destroyer, it did not have a closed command module. It had an open bridge. It had an open bridge, so you would expect to see people. Which
Yeah.
an open bridge in the Atlantic Sea in winter. Yeah, that's fun.
Oof. Oh yeah.
fuck that, brother.
No, is there any like custom 3D printed things you could get of this ship, or have you even
Nah,
looked?
not really. I mean, it's a resin kit, so it's all. I think it's all cast resin, and it's got photo etch as well, so it should be
Yeah.
all right. I mean, it's even got photo etch railings and stuff, so it might be all right. We'll have to see, but yeah. And there's only one reference photo I can find of it, and it's in black and white. So yeah,
Oh
we'll
yeah,
see.
World War One.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the entire series were decommissioned in the 20s, so there aren't any left as well. So, because a lot of ships were used World War One and then on to World War Two. These weren't. So, yeah, I'll figure something
Not
out.
even a museum piece or anything.
Nope. Well, in the 20s, they kind of needed the metal.
Yeah.
There's a slight depression going on, so they kind of needed the material to sell. All right. Well, shall we get into the episode?
Might as well.
Send it, brother.
Okay, well, welcome to the Micro Machines podcast. This week we are going to be talking about the high-speed tractors. Bit of a strange subject, and the reason we're going to do this, high-speed tractors, is because I happened to see a photo that looks really cool, and then I started deep diving, and now we have an episode. That's how my brain works with these episodes. That's how I choose. But it's literally the thought process of, this is a cool photo. What is? I've always wondered what those are. And 6 hours later, there's an episode ready. So
Autism, ladies and gentlemen, autism.
yeah, absolutely. So before we get into the episode, we need to do our usual introduction. So hosting is me, Callum, from New Zealand. Just sat down with a nice cup of coffee, about to unload a shit ton of information on you all.
You got me, Garrison, out here in Kansas working on some 35th scale U.S. tank crewman and finishing up my coffee.
You got me, Clint, here in Indiana, and I have some bottled water.
Hey, no Pepsi?
Nah.
We're going to have to change your name now. It's not Pepsi Boy. It's going to be what? Water Boy.
Nah.
You can hang out with Pool Boy.
Well, if anyone could fucking rouse Dennis, he's the only one that could change ours.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so high-speed tractors. A weird little niche thing, but they actually turn out to be really cool. So let's get into it. So before the high-speed tractor, there are other things. Really bad things, not suited things. In
Like actual
1939.
tractors.
Yeah. I mean, actually, little hill to die on. We need more tractor, like military tractor kits.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We need people building more, rear echelon stuff, not just frontline. Rear echelon dyers are kind of cool. But
hell yeah.
that's just my little tism right there. Anyway, in 1939, the U.S. Army was looking at modernizing, funnily enough, particularly with its towed artillery, mainly because the US looked at the rest of the world currently at war and went, oh shit, we've forgotten a few things. Before 1939, the majority of towed artillery were towed with horses, wheeled vehicles, and tractor-type vehicles. The primary vehicles used for towing light artillery pieces were things like the Willis Jeep, M3 Scout Car, and M2 and M3 half-tracks. These could tow guns like the M3 37mm, the M2 and M3 75 howitzer, and the M2 and M3 105mm howitzer. For heavier artillery pieces such as the 155mm M1 and M2 Long Tom, aka Garrison's favorite,
Hey, bro.
the 8-inch howitzer, and the 240mm M1 howitzer. These vehicles did not have the capability to tow, so vehicles like the D7 tractor were used for towing, as indicated in the lower right photo, which looks really cool.
Oh, that'd make a great diorama.
Oh yeah,
It would.
that's so cool. Actually, any of these would be really cool.
Oh yeah.
However, all these vehicles had a few problems. Primarily, they didn't have the capability for storing ammo with the gun, as well as carrying the gun crew, all at the same time. Even for the smaller guns, these vehicles were not feasible, as extra vehicles would be needed to carry the ammunition or limber units, as well as the gun, which provides its own problems. Hence why you see stuff like, say, the British quad with the was it the 25-pounder and limber? Famously, the really good Tamiya kit does that one.
Mm-hmm.
The US Army began looking for an alternative in the form of a prime mover, a tracked vehicle capable of towing heavy and light artillery whilst carrying its gun crew and ammo, as well as parts for using the guns. Another reason for replacing the D7 tractor is the fact that they could barely manage just over 10 miles per hour, which is not too good for their towed. What's up?
Oh, I said, oh.
Yeah, she's a bit slow. Which is not too good for a towed artillery piece trying to keep up with an advancing army. By the time they get set up, they'll be bombing themselves, which the Americans are very good at.
Hey, don't tell the world that, okay?
The Army approached Allis-Chalmers, a company that before the war primarily made simple tractors for the military, such as the Model L or the M1 heavy tractor, to design them a prime mover that can do all of the above. So the first one that we have is the M4 high-speed tractor. The M4 high-speed tractor was designed as a purpose-built artillery prime mover, with its automotive layout drew heavily from existing US tank components to simplify production and maintenance. It used tracks, road wheels, and drive sprockets derived from the US tank designs, often noted as similar to those of the M5 Stuart, or even sharing lineage with components used on the M4 Sherman family, allowing it to benefit from an already mature supply chain and proven durability. However, unlike earlier light tanks such as the M3 and M5 Stuart, the M4 tractor employed the horizontal volute spring suspension system. This suspension system, first trialled on the T6 light tank project in 1938, was horizontally mounted volute springs to improve ride stability, weight distribution, and cross-country mobility, important for towing heavy artillery over rough terrain. The vehicle was produced in two primary functional design configurations reflecting its artillery roles. One variant was optimized to tow the 90mm M1 anti-aircraft gun, whilst another was configured for the heavier ordnance such as the 155mm M1 Long Tom or the 8-inch or 203mm for all those in metric howitzer, which is a fucking big gun, I can tell you that.
Oh yeah.
These roles dictated differences in internal layout, especially ammunition storage and onboard equipment. A key feature of the M4 was its large rear crew and stowage compartment, which allowed it to carry the gun crew, typically of 10 to 11 personnel, tools and ammo in addition to towing the weapon itself. This made it a self-contained artillery support vehicle rather than just a tractor. To support sustained firing operations, the M4 incorporated specialized ammunition stowage systems. Two principal ammo box types used were a 90mm ammunition box fitted with the distinctive side tailgates allowing quick access to shells stored in pigeonhole racks along the sides, ideal for anti-aircraft units requiring rapid loading, and a combination ammunition box designed for the 155 or 8-inch projectiles, which were larger and heavier. These often required more robust handling arrangements. Because of the weight of heavy artillery rounds, particularly the 155 and the 8-inch, later production vehicles were frequently fitted with a rear-mounted crane or hoist. This significantly reduced crew fatigue and sped up ammunition handling during sustained fire missions. Production figures reflected the importance of these roles. Roughly 2,400 plus vehicles were configured for anti-aircraft guns, whilst over 3,000 were built for heavy artillery, such as the aforementioned 155 and 8-inch. Showing a clear emphasis on heavy field artillery support. And the M4 did have a few variants with it. The original M4 was designed primarily as the prime mover. So typically it had a rear compartment configured for crew transport and general equipment, not highly specialized. Had ammunition stowage, which was more generalized, often supplemented by separate ammo carriers. Typically had a crane typically not fitted on early production, as ammunition handling was expected to be supported externally, and had a more open and flexible layout internally. What this means in practice was the M4 was essentially a heavy artillery tractor first, support vehicle second. It could carry crew and some ammo, but it wasn't optimized for high tempo firing in this configuration. Up next, you have the M4A1 high-speed tractor. This was the improved version of the baseline M4, which focused more on heavy artillery, but was redesigned to better support sustained operations. Primarily, this one's role was the 155mm and 8-inch guns. The M4A1 had an integrated crane with a rear-mounted crane hoist becoming standard, allowing crews to lift heavy shells. Had more structured internal storage for heavy rounds. Had better organized rear compartment for handling larger caliber, and had reduced reliance on external support vehicles in operation. What changed operationally? The M4A1 turned the tractor into a much more self-sufficient artillery support platform. Crews could transport, handle, and load ammunition directly from the tractor, speeding up deployment and firing cycles. And the very last variant, we've got 3. This is the M4C. Because the Americans can't fucking name things properly, so we got the M4, the M4A1, and the M4C. So the M4C was the anti-aircraft specialist. This is where the biggest functional divergence occurs. So the role was for the 90mm M1 and M2 anti-aircraft gun. So the rear compartment was completely redesigned for AA crews and rapid-fire ammunition handling. Ammunition storage was specialized for the 90mm. With side tailgates for quick access and the aforementioned pigeonhole racks. Crew accommodation was optimized for AA crews operating in high-tempo environments. Crane was not typically required, as 90mm rounds were lighter and handled manually, so you don't need to hoist them or anything like that, because, yeah, anti-aircraft, you kind of want to just slap rounds down and get them up in the air. And it was designed around speed and accessibility, not heavy lifting. What this means is in practice is the M4C functioned as part of a mobile anti-aircraft battery, where rate of fire and quick reaction time mattered more than heavy lifting. Everything about this layout supports fast ammo access and crew efficiency. Now, if you want to build an M4 high-speed tractor, well, you don't have many options. Actually, you've only got one option. And that is both from Hobby Boss. So in 35th scale from Hobby Boss, you have the standard M4 high-speed tractor in the 155mm and or 8-inch 200 and 240mm configuration. That is the heavy lift variant. And you also have the M4 high-speed tractor 3-inch or 90mm, also known as we just learned, the M4C. This is for the variant for the AA. And you can see some slight differences in the two kits. The M4C does not have the crane, and there are differences in the layout overall. And those are in 35th scale. Otherwise, if you want to build it in 72nd scale, you're as Hobby Boss again. And again, they have both variants for the heavy lift and the artillery ones. And I have seen build-up of these. These actually look like really nice kits. The kits do not come with the guns, by the way. They are just standalones.
What?
Yeah.
There's better kits on Hobby Boss anyway.
Yeah, I mean, these look really nice. I mean, what I like about them, they do have like these canvas doors and stuff like that. So, yeah, they look cool.
I was gonna say, getting one of those for like the with the 90mm gun, the one on the bottom right there would be like great for an HIDF like mobile island defense.
Oh, all of these have HIDF like written on them. I'll tell you now. But that is the M4. Up next is the M5, which looks a little bit different and looks a little bit more homemade. If you know what I mean.
It does.
It looks very jerry-rigged, but it is not. Now, the M5.
This is
high-speed
made in a
tractor.
depot somewhere.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like something's been cut off the top of it. You know, it looks like it was something.
Mm-hmm.
Some fucking private accidentally did this. They're like, you know what? We're gonna use that.
Yeah, we'll roll with it. The top half got blown away, cut off the top. Yeah, that will do.
It's like they looked at a British Universal Carrier and be like, "Oh, I think I could make that."
Yeah,
Dude, that was for real.
it's the American Universal. That's what it looks like. However, the M5 high-speed tractor originated from the experimental T13 high-speed tractor, and much of its mechanical layout was carried directly into production, with relatively few fundamental changes. At its core was the Continental R6572, an inline 6-cylinder petrol engine capable of producing 235 horsepower at 2,900 RPM. This gave the vehicle a strong power-to-weight ratio for its class, allowing it to effectively balance towing capacity with mobility, an essential requirement for being a medium artillery prime mover. In keeping with US wartime design philosophy, the M5 made extensive use of proven components already in large-scale production. The tracks and running gear were derived from the M5 Stuart light tank family, ensuring both reliability and ease of maintenance through parts commonality. The suspension system followed the same logic, employing the vertical volute spring suspension, so the VVSS, as opposed to the M4, which has the HVSS. A robust and well-understood design known for its durability and mechanical simplicity. While VVSS provided dependable performance in harsh conditions, it did result in somewhat harsher ride compared to later suspension systems such as the HVSS. Even so, this combination of engine power, suspension, and tank-derived running gear allowed the M5 to reach a maximum road speed of approximately 35 miles per hour, or 56 kilometers per hour, and achieved an operational range of around 125 miles, or 201 kilometers. Figures that were impressive for a fully tracked artillery tractor of its size and intended role. I gotta say, going 35 miles per hour in this would be pretty terrifying.
Ballsy.
Scary.
Especially because, like, in a battlefield, terrain's not perfect. So, like, you're fucking hitting bumps, micro terrain, all sorts of shit.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That ditch you don't see until the last second.
Oh, I want to see one of these hit a ditch at 35 miles an hour.
I have a feeling that that bar across the front would just bury itself.
Everyone gets thrown out of it.
Hey, at least it's got a windscreen to stop the driver from, flying out. He just ends up splattered against it. If he doesn't go through it. He'll go through it.
Oh, 100%.
He'll look like one of those crash test dummies when they fly through a windscreen. Hey, at least he's wearing a helmet.
He's got his PPE on. He'll be all right.
Yeah. He's got his, what do they call them? The high-vis band. A defining feature of the M5 was its front-mounted engine-driven winch, which significantly enhanced the vehicle's versatility in the field. This winch was designed not only for positioning of artillery pieces, but also for recovering stuck vehicles or guns and maneuvering heavy loads in confined or difficult terrain. With a maximum pulling capacity of 17,000 pounds or 7,700 kilograms, which make it roughly, 7 ton? Just over 7 ton. It was a powerful tool in its own right. The system was further improved with the inclusion of a roller mechanism beneath the winch, allowing the cable to be routed under the vehicle. This clever arrangement enabled the tractor to pull loads from behind without needing to turn around. A major tactical advantage when placing artillery under combat conditions where space, time, and exposure to enemy fire were all critical factors. That's kind of similar. It's like the opposite of the ducks, or is it? Yeah, the ducks, the DUKWs or whatever they are. Those are the amphibious trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they had the winch in the back, which meant that the tow cable had to run down the length of the entire vehicle. So essentially, the driver and passenger had a cable about 6 inches from them under tension. I'm sure
That's-
that would be fun if you didn't think about it too much.
Yeah, fuck
Like
that, bud.
Like it's snapping and removing your entire torso.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died in Europe, but he died like 10 miles behind the front lines because his fucking cable snapped, decapitated him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't get a Purple Heart or anything. It wasn't enemy fire.
Yeah. In service, the M5 became the standard US Army tractor for medium artillery, particularly in towing the 105mm howitzer M2, the 4.5-inch gun M1, and the 155mm howitzer M1. Unlike heavier tractors that were optimized for sheer pulling power, the M5 was designed for mobility and flexibility in mind, supporting units that required rapid displacement and redeployment across changing battlefield conditions. Its ability to keep pace with mobile formations made it particularly valuable in fluid operations where artillery needed to be repositioned quickly to maintain effective fire support. And I forgot to change. That will do. This operational role was reflected in its onboard ammunition stowage, which allowed the M5 to function as more than just a towing vehicle. It could carry 56 rounds for the 105mm howitzer, 38 rounds for the 4.5-inch gun, or 24 rounds for the 105mm howitzer, depending on configuration. This capacity enabled the tractor to act as both prime mover and an immediate ammunition source, reducing reliance on separate supply vehicles during the critical early stages of firing operations. In effect, the M5 combined mobility, fire support, logistics, and mechanical utility into a single platform, making it an essential component of the US medium artillery units during the Second World War. Now, this is where things go downhill. If you want to build a high-speed tractor M5, you have two really, really bad options. The first
Really?
one is Hasegawa in 72nd scale, which would be absolutely minute, but it would look cool. And in 35th scale, you have Hobby Fan, which is I think it's a resin kit, that one. I saw pictures of it built up. It looked all right. Not sure, though. I have a feeling on the lists of vehicles we need new toolings of in 35th scale, this one should actually be high up there, considering how often it was used, you know? Like, I feel like it's kind of lacking, and it's a really cool-looking vehicle.
You know, it kind of looks like
Very
one of them party barges that you'd see floating down the Mekong.
I mean, there is a non-zero chance that one of these did carry a whole bunch of servicemen who were drunk and drinking. So, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine just getting absolutely fucked up in a little Italian village and then riding back to CP in that thing.
Oh, yeah. That would be cool. That's what they should make movies about.
Facts.
Up next, we've done the M4, we've done the M5. Now we have the M6 high-speed tractor. This one looks really cool, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful.
So, although the US Army entered in the late 1930s without a clearly defined mechanization doctrine, events in Europe rapidly exposed the limitations of this approach. The success of the German Blitzkrieg campaigns in 39 and 40 demonstrated the decisive advantage of fast-moving coordinated attacks. For the United States, this underscored a critical problem. While army units could maneuver rapidly, much of the artillery arm, still reliant on horse-drawn transport and slow prime movers, could not keep pace. If artillery was to remain effective in modern mobile warfare, it needed to match the speed and flexibility of armoured fighting vehicles, both tactically and strategically. In response, the US Army initiated the development of a standardized family of high-speed artillery tractors, each tailored to tow different classes of artillery. The term high speed was relative, referring less to absolute velocity and more to significant improvement over horse-drawn systems, not a high bar to achieve.
Facts.
Well, you go from 1 horsepower to 230 horsepower. Slight difference.
Just a wee bit.
Planned categories included tractors in the 7-ton, 13-ton, 18-ton, and 38-ton classes, each corresponding to progressively heavier guns in the Army's inventory. This systematic approach ensured that every major artillery type, from light field guns to the heavier siege weapons, would have a dedicated mechanized prime mover. holy shit, someone actually thought about something for once. Like, standardization. At the upper end of the spectrum was the M6 high-speed tractor, designed specifically to handle the heaviest artillery pieces in the US service, such as the 240mm howitzer M1 and the 8-inch gun M1. Compared to the earlier and smaller M4 tractor, the M6 represented a substantial increase in size, weight, and capability though it retained a broadly similar overall layout. The most visible differences laid in its running gear and overall proportions. Where the M4 used 4 road wheels per side, the M6 employed 6, giving it a longer track base and improved load distribution. This was essential for handling the immense weight of the artillery pieces it was designed to tow. Correspondingly, the vehicle's dimensions, weight, and towing capacity were all significantly greater, reflecting its role as a heavy prime mover. Powering the M6 was an unusual twin-engine arrangement consisting of 2 6-cylinder inline. You guys might need to help me on this one. I believe this is Waukesha.
That's what it looks like to me.
We'll go with that.
Yep, sorry if I offend anyone. Consisting of 2 6-cylinder inline Waukesha 145 GZ gasoline engines, each producing 190 horsepower at 2,100 RPM. Together, these engines provided the necessary torque and redundancy required for hauling extremely heavy loads over difficult terrain. The running gear featured 6 rubber-rimmed road wheels per side, with the drive sprocket positioned at the front and a large idler wheel at the rear. This configuration was broadly similar to that used on the M3 Stuart, and later adapted for other high-speed tractors, ensuring stable traction and mechanical reliability under heavy strain. Despite its capabilities, the M6 saw relatively limited operational use during the war. It was deployed primarily in the European theatre during the final months of World War II, by which time earlier solutions had already been filling the heavy artillery transport role. Prior to the M6 introduction, larger caliber guns were typically moved using the M1 heavy tractor, heavy trucks, or improvised prime movers such as the M33 prime mover, M34 prime mover, and M35 prime mover, which were derived from the hulls of the M3, M4 medium tanks and the M10. These interim solutions, while effective, lack the specialization and efficiency of a purpose-built tractor such as the M6. Now, if you want to build an M6 high-speed tractor, you have only one option, and it is from Peloton model, and it is in 35th scale. However, it is a resin kit. Resin kit, photo etch parts, does have metal tracks. I have seen it built up. It does look really nice. Like, it seemed like I don't know how the fit is, but the end product looks really good. And you do have metal tracks standard with the kit. So, it's not usually something that comes standard. So I think if this came up for like a decent price, I would probably get it. Just to say I have one. But again, a brand new tooling in 35th scale would be really appreciated because it does look really cool. And the last,
here we go.
The last one, the M8 high-speed tractor, because M4, M5, M6, where the hell is M7? No idea. But we move on to the M8. The M8 high-speed tractor was a fully tracked artillery prime mover developed in the post-war period. So this is after World War II. Incorporating the chassis and automotive components of the M41 Walker Bulldog. This approach reflected a continuation of the US practice of leveraging existing armoured vehicles designed to reduce development time, simplify logistics, and ensure mechanical reliability. The use of a modern light tank chassis provided the M8 with improved mobility characteristics, including enhanced suspension performance and durability compared to earlier wartime tractor designs. The vehicle was employed primarily as a towing platform for artillery systems, associated equipment including cargo trailers and medium to heavy gun, such as the M51 Skysweeper. Do you guys know what that is?
No, but it sounds badass.
That's an anti-aircraft.
The M51 Skysweeper, think of the 40mm Bofors, turn it into 75, upgrade it to a 75, and then have a radar fire control.
Oh, jeez.
Fucking tits.
Yeah. And the 155mm gun M1. In addition to its towing function, the M8 was designed with an adaptable internal configuration that allowed for the transport of projectiles and propellant charges. This capability enabled the vehicle to supplement dedicated ammo carriers, and provided immediate logistical support during artillery deployment and firing operations. A distinguishing design feature of the M8 was the placement of its engine at the front of the vehicle, with the within the cab structure. So literally, if you have a look, for all the viewers and for my two hosts, if you look right here, that is where the engine is placed, right between the two drivers.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
sure
Well, to keep you
that is-
warm.
Yeah, keep you warm, and I'm sure it's nice and cool, and you can definitely hear anything. This configuration differed from earlier high-speed tractors, which typically utilized rear-mounted engines and influenced both internal layout and weight distribution. The front engine arrangement facilitated more direct mechanical layout for power transmission, while also affecting crew positioning and access within the vehicle. Certain M8 vehicles were equipped with a hydraulically operated M5 dozer blade, as you can see in the bottom right, expanding their functional role beyond towing and transport. This equipment allowed the tractor to perform limited earth moving and site preparation tasks. Excuse me. Fucking hell.
You good,
right?
buddy?
This is a sneeze that came up real fast.
Oh, it sounded like he's hurling.
It
No,
did.
I was, you know, when you're trying to hold a sneeze and you just can't. That was it. Jesus. Anyway,
Keep
this
that in
equipment.
the.
I will. This equipment allowed the tractor to perform limited earth moving and site preparation tasks, such as clearing obstacles or assisting in the emplacement of artillery positions. While not a primary design requirement, this capability increased the operational utility of the vehicle in field conditions, as well as also making it look badass as fuck.
Yes.
Everything looks better with a dozer blade.
Axe.
The development of the M8 followed the unsuccessful T-33 cargo carrier, which had been based on the chassis of the M24 Chaffee. Limitations identified in the T-33 program led to the adoption of a revised design based on the more advanced M41 platform. The resulting M8 was standardized and produced between 1950 and 1955, reflecting post-war requirements for improved mobility, reliability, and integration within mechanized artillery units. So if you want to do, you can put one of these in the Korean War if you wanted to. Which
I swear I've seen pictures of these at Vietnam, but I could be wrong.
They
That
definitely would have been used in Vietnam. I think that is a Vietnam photo in the bottom.
I'd say the one on the bottom looks a lot like a 1960s like style picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think if you want to do these in Vietnam, it probably would have been used there because, you know, Korean War and Vietnam War were pretty close.
Used in Vietnam.
Now, if you want to build an M8 high-speed tractor, again, you only have one option, and that is this one here, the Nito, and that is the M8A1 tractor. They call it the M8A1 tractor cargo. It's an M8. The A1 denotes it has the dozer blade. It is an injection kit. It is an older one. I think it's from the 70s or 80s.
But it looks like a fucking Tamiya kit.
Yeah, it looks 70s
Oh yeah, the
Tamiya.
box art.
Yeah, it does look really nice when it's built up though, so I would happily have one of these as well. And that is it. That is all for the prime movers of the US Army. So, how'd you guys like that? You reckon you want to build one of those now?
I kind of want to build an M8 now.
The M8, they look really nice. They look cool.
Oh, it fucks hard. Oh, think of it.
Yeah.
I would love if TACOM made an M8.
Yeah.
Even Tamiya. That'd
Yeah.
probably be the best one.
Literally just anyone. Someone. Just do one of these prime movers. I will take one. Just please. Please. What have I got to do? There's not much I wouldn't.
Well.
You know what you gotta do.
But that is the episode for the high-speed prime movers, or the high-speed tractors. So we're going to have a quick intermission here. Then we're going to get straight into hobby news, all the new releases that we like, as well as what we've been working on. So we'll be right back. And we are back with the hobby news, although some of these are a little bit older, but I still want to talk about them. So we choose what we present, and screw you if you don't like it. No, we love you all.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Now we're fucking getting canned.
Nah, not getting cancelled, but I'm sure I'll have an email somewhere. But we're going to get straight into the hobby news as usual. We'll be looking at all the new releases that we like, and we'll be grading them on how much we like them, what about them we like, and all of that bollocks. So let's get straight into it. First up, from Armour Hobby, is an F4 F3 Wildcat. Now, no, you might be saying, I'm a hobby. I've made quite a few of these, but this one is a brand new tooling. Not just added new parts or anything like that. This is a full redo of the Wildcat in 72nd scale. Again, you can't have too many Wildcats. The Wildcat is an awesome aircraft. I'm going to go ahead and give this one a solid 8.
If it was in my preferred scale, I'd rate it higher, but 6.
Not a big aircraft builder, and I'm not a big Wildcat fan.
What?
Yeah, bro.
Oh.
I'm a Corsair and Mustang, and literally anything else. Like a P-47. Like it was a great aircraft. Don't get me wrong. I just don't like it. So I'm gonna rate this one like a
Long pause, keeping us in suspension.
4.
Oof. I will
Wait,
say good
did you
job
say-
on Boxer.
Did you say 4 or whore?
I think
4.
we'll limit neither or.
Oh no. Oh, that's probably why y'all couldn't hear me. My fucking microphone was turned around. Yeah, no, I'm gonna rate this one a 4.
Don't forget, we're all professionals here.
Totally, yeah, totally professional. Yep.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. We'll say box art. Box art looks great.
Yeah, box art's pretty cool.
Is that the correct 0 though for early war Wildcat?
I don't know. I can't fucking tell zeros apart. I mean, Jesus. Apart from a few wing design changes, I can't tell the difference between the early and the late ones, to be honest. Up next, from Armour Hobby again. This one is a new parts boxing. Is the P-51D Mustang in very long range configuration. This comes with drop tanks and rocket pods. Garrison, you said you were a Mustang guy. What do you reckon on this one?
I'm gonna say a strong 9 with the drop tanks and rockets. That's pretty sweet.
I'm gonna go with about a 7.
7? I'll give it a 7. If it was the correct scale, I'd be up there with a 9.
Up next from KP, we have, or is it KM? I can never remember. We have an Avia B-33, the wooden fighter. This is a little biplane in 72nd scale. Looks like a very boxy Bristol Bulldog, but I kind of like it for some reason. Avia made some interesting looking aircraft before the Germans turned up. I'd say this would be like a solid weekend build. This would be nice little build. I mean, it's a bit different. It's a bit unusual, you know.
Oh yeah.
I'll go 7.
I'll also give it a 7. If it was a 135th or 148, it'd be higher.
Yeah. Up next, in 48 scale, ICM have announced a Lockheed Hudson Mark 1, which is something I've wanted for such a long time. You have no idea. This comes with a full interior, and being ICM, it will have probably more parts in the kit than it did in the aircraft. But I really, 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 really want one. Did I tell you I want one? I really like the Hudson. The Hudsons are cool. They're really cool, and we use them over here. I want to make a New Zealand one. I want a New Zealand Hudson. Yeah. What do you guys think?
What scale is it?
48.
8.
Oh, 8. I got an 8.
Yeah, I'm going to go an 8. They're just cool. And it's a lineage of the Lockheed Electras, and they're one of my favorite aircraft, so Hudson all the way. I think we had, because the Hudson, then you got the Ventura. We have a restored Ventura in Auckland at the moment. I think they're working on a Hudson as well. I think that the Ventura, though, came under a bit of controversy when they finished it, because they put it in its original scheme with the original nose art. And let's just say it might have had a slur on it. You know, it was used in the Pacific. We'll say that.
Yeah.
Up next from Mini Art, we have a German 3-ton cargo truck. This one is fitted out with 2 MG 151-20 drilling anti-aircraft sets. So it's basically standard truck, and with the the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it comes with 6 MG 151-20 drillings. Those are 15mm guns, aren't they? So this is basically like the OG technical.
Oh yeah, this is the original Vietnam gun truck.
Yeah.
I'd
love to have one of these. What'd you
Yeah,
say, Gareth?
putting this on in the Italian front with like a mountainous diorama, but the truck pulling up ammo and having the guns off on the side of a mountain.
Yeah, they look, and also HIDF. This has got HIDF written all over it, with makeshift gun shields and all of that.
I'll give it a 7. I know the thing probably has like 3,000 parts.
It's mini art. There's a high chance those guns could fire.
It's like each fucking round of ammo is its own little part.
Yeah.
You have to link it.
Yep. It's like workable guns. Wait, what do you mean workable? Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 7. That's cool. The camouflage on the back would be a bitch and a half to airbrush, but otherwise, I like it.
It was done by some, Adderalled up 18-year-old kid, so it doesn't have to be perfect.
He was actually trying to paint a straight line.
I'm gonna go with like a solid 7. I would put it at a 9 if it wasn't mini art.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Up next, something slightly different from Vatsky model. This comes in 72nd and 35th scale. It is a 3D printed model of a 17 centimeter Coxswain howitzer. So this is actually a North Korean vehicle, believe it or not.
Oh,
I was about to say, where the fuck did this come from? That's like
I've never seen this.
Yeah, it's a North Korean self-propelled artillery. Mounts a 17 centimeter cannon on it, and the chassis is based on the T-55 or whatever their derivative of it is called. But it's basically a T-55 with a 17 millimeter howitzer on it.
I thought it looked Russian.
Yeah, this is it's a North Korean, so something a little bit different for everyone, because you don't really see many North Korean subjects.
So it's pretty much just as effective as the real thing, then.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know the company, but it's really cool that it's 3D printed in 35th scale. It's a very niche subject. I'm gonna give this like a solid 8.
Yeah, it's actually a really cool looking vehicle, I gotta say. And also, this is HIDF written all over it.
Oh yeah, brother, fuck yeah.
You do this with like a light green and blue camo on it as coastal defense. Oof.
Take my fucking money.
I'm gonna say 7.
Very nice. We've got 2 from Lanmo model coming up. The first one is the Italian L6-40 M6 light tank prototype, and then also the standard L640 light tank as well. So the prototype features a turret with 2 machine guns in it, whereas the standard light tank comes with the 37 millimeter, I believe. So something a little bit different. Lanmo, usually known for just doing like accessories and stuff like that, but now they're bringing out full kits. And I gotta say, I would happily have either one of these, although I'm kind of leaning prototype.
Yeah, that's pretty cool looking.
It's like the Italian Panzer 1. But yeah,
I'll say 7.
Garrison, what are your thoughts?
I think both are cool. I definitely think the prototype is more of your line of work, and the light tank is more my line of work. I'll give this a solid 8. It's really neat.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a solid 8 as well. It's just something a little bit out of the box and really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Up next from Aeroscale, although this is hosted under IBG, I believe. We have a limited edition 72nd scale 3D printed kit. of the Supermarine Type 300, also known as the prototype Spitfire. So it's the Spitfire prototype K5054 first flight with a test pilot figure, all 3D printed. The scheme shows the Spitfire prototype in the primer green and bare metal with a two-bladed wooden propeller. I gotta say, I want this so badly. It's the prototype. I really, really want it. I'm just gonna call an early one here. 9 out of 10 for this one.
Yeah, I'll give this a solid 8.5.
I'm on the other end here. I'm gonna say a 3.
Oof, harsh words. Because as well as the first prototype, K5054 went through many prototyping and testing and stuff like that, and it ended up with 3 other schemes as well. 2 of the blue variant, as well as, and you can see the sort of evolution of the prototype, because we go from a 2-bladed wooden skid with a skid tail to a 2-bladed metal, I believe, with an actual tail wheel, so they don't, dig trenches into the runways. But yeah, all part of the same line. So yeah, again, I really, really want one of these kits just because it's the prototype. I love prototypes. Don't know if anyone's noticed. I really like prototypes of stuff.
No,
Sorry, touch of the tism just went out there. Next, from Kinetic, we're getting a Ukrainian Air Force Mirage 2005F. And this is going to be in 48 scale. This includes decals for the Ukrainian Air Force and a color scheme to match. And a really sick looking box art right here. Fellas, what do we think of this one?
I think that box art could actually be a real photo. But I think, solid 8 to 9. That's really cool.
I do like the painted blue and yellow munitions under the wing as well. That's cool.
Got to represent, brother.
I'll go with a solid 7 on this. Next up, from Dora Wings, we're getting a Republic P47D-1 Thunderbolt. This is a Razorback variant. And this one is a limited edition, as it's got something to do with the Monson model show, but I couldn't find any info about it. Don't know what the limited edition is, because I'm a bit slack on this one. But it's a Razorback P47 in 48 scale. However, I would say be cautious with this, because Dora Wings either make really good kits or really, really not so good kits, because they are limited. They are limited run kits as well. So, yeah, best watch out for that. What are we thinking?
The Razorback is cool looking. Nothing like not being able to see behind you.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be a solid bubble top only guy, but I'm shifting to liking them both just as much, just design wise. I mean, yeah, you can't see for shit, but
looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool, but also just be careful. It is a Dora Wings, and they're very hit or miss.
I'm just gonna say 6. I would have to definitely read some build reviews before I'd pull the trigger on it.
Yeah, considering how many P47 kits are out there, it'd be like what's the price point? I think that would be the main defining thing. Is it priced better than the others, or is it about the same? The only thing I would say going for it right now is the camouflage scheme and the nose art, and because I've never actually seen a fuselage art as well. So
yeah, that is pretty different.
Yeah, maybe buy it for the decals. Up next from Asuka, we're getting, it's not a new tool, but it's one of the new long line of Shermans they're doing. And this one is the M4A1 Sherman late production. So they've done the early production A1s, they've done the mid production. This is the late production. So this one, it's an Asuka Sherman. What more can you say?
10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. 100%.
Yeah. And also, weirdly enough, real life, A1 Sherman, not a big fan of design-wise. Scale it down 35th scale, Really want the one. I think they look cool. It's a weird thing. Scaled down, they look better than scaled up. Don't know why.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, it's weird, but what can you do? It does include flexible T54E1 plastic tracks, so I have a feeling rubber band, but
Oh, yeah, you throw them in the
They're-
trash as soon as you open the kit.
yeah,
To be fair, Asuka's rubber band tracks are not that bad compared to
they
others.
are actually pretty good looking for rubber bands, I will say. Up next from
Yes.
Dacom, Type 100 fighting vehicle with ZRZ 100 UGCV and Robot Wolves unmanned combat system, it's a robot dog with a gun on it. I'm surprised a redneck hasn't done this already. It does come with digital camouflage masking kit and metal barrel included. So a fairly decent kit as a limited edition. It does come with a lot of cool stuff in it. So what do you guys think on this one?
I'm gonna give it a solid 9. I want it.
I
It
just
is-
want the robot dog.
Yeah, the
I'll buy
robot
it,
dog will
give
be
me the robot
pretty
dog.
cool. I mean, the fact
Hey.
it comes with the masking for the digital pattern. The ZRZ 100 UGCV as well. It comes as its own kit by itself. However, this is a limited edition where you get all of them at once. I do like the robot dog. Its gun is literally just an upside down rifle.
Have y'all
With a
seen
th-
those in testing? Like their
No.
test videos for them?
No, what are they like?
They're actually really cool. I could not imagine holding a fucking doorway and then a fucking dog comes in the room and starts blasting. It's like the Chinese, they'll send the dog first, obviously, and it'll start spraying. And as
Yeah.
the dog's shooting to suppress, the Chinese will move in. It's actually a very smart tactic. It's really cool.
Yeah, I'd say the only downside would actually just be a 30-round magazine and the rifle. That wouldn't last long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go solid 8 out of 10 for this because it's a pretty cool concept. I do hope you get the drone with it as well.
Me too.
Uh-huh.
And funnily enough,
Ooh.
Border Model are also bringing out their PLA 100 support vehicle, which is the exact same as what we just watched, what we looked at, but it's their own version. And I gotta say, box art way better than Tacom. I gotta say,
Oh, yeah.
there's a little bit more going on here. It is Border Model, so it should be a fairly decent kit. However, you don't get the metal barrel, I believe, and it is. It does say here cement free on the box art. I don't know what that means. Does that mean it's a snap kit? Don't know.
It also says paint free, so I'm guessing it probably means it doesn't come with paint or glue.
Or you don't need to paint it. I don't know. That's weird. Might need to research into seeing what it's all about. But I got to say, box art wise, it snaps. What do you guys think?
Not as exciting as the other one.
Yeah, I'm gonna give
I'm
this
gonna
one a 7.
Yeah, about a 6 for me.
Yeah, 5.
And
Yes. Yes.
What it?
I just saw this one. I had to include it. In 35th scale, you can also get them in 48 and 72nd scale from the Flork Company, officially licensed product. The military Florks. If you don't know what they are, just look at any Ukrainian war meme and you will see them. They're the little guys. They're quite iconic. You can get them now as figures in 35th scale, which I really want them. I really want them. Come on,
Getting
they're
those
cool.
and putting them on the dash of my new car.
I got STLs for these somewhere. I'll have to dig them out.
Yeah, I
See
just
where
couldn't. I
fuck
couldn't
I've
help.
saved 'em at.
I couldn't help but just show this one the minute I saw them. So I've got to show these ones. So I'm gonna go solid 10. I want them.
10. Yes,
Yeah,
definitely a
I'm-
10.
I love these so much. I'm actively looking them up on my phone to buy them.
Oh, just thinking of a Ukrainian Abrams with all those memes.
Yes,
meme
slapping
builds.
the ERA on him.
Yep. Oh, Yeah. So yeah, if you're interested in the Flork company, you can get military Florks and create meme builds, which people should.
Oh,
Oh,
they're
right.
in stock.
How much are they?
$20. I'm buying it.
That's pretty good, actually.
That's yeah. I'd do 24.
Oh,
And
this set though is 72nd scale. I don't want it. No.
and that is it for the model news, as chaotic as it is and not as informative as normal model news, but who cares? Now we're going to talk about what we've been working on. And first up is Clint.
Oh, yeah, I got the 251s. I got the interior painted on both of them. I got them assembled in these series of pictures here.
Very nice.
Yeah, next. All right, then I primed all in black. Painted the hull bottoms and a mix
Can't-
of primer red.
And you can't draw a straight line to save your life, as you said.
Oh yeah, it's like I couldn't use my jig with this, so I actually had to like hold him like old school. And it's like my hand fucking shakes so much, but yeah. First, I put down a coat of Tamiya dark yellow too, and then took some red brown and went over the panel lines. Then I took the same dark yellow and lightened it with some deck tan and tidied up the lines and oversprayed them, of course, and hit the center of all the panels, to give them a lightened effect. And that's where I'm setting right now.
Very nice, very nice. They're turning out quite well. You're building them a bit faster than usual.
I've been working on these since February.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
You know what helps with handshakes? All the muscles twitching and all that. Drink a beer.
Alcohol. Yeah, alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Drink a
that
beer and it
always
helps.
makes stuff better.
Actually, it does.
Stops the shakes, makes the headache go away.
Oh god, we are not good influences.
Oh,
Garrison.
All right, so I haven't worked on models a lot in the past couple weeks, but what I have done, got this late war U.S. TACOM Sherman that's it hit a AT mine, kind of went off into a ditch a little bit and is getting ambushed by German infantry. And you've got American infantry moving up to help get those crewmen out of there, a little diorama. And then on the right, you've got the tank that's been base painted, with the exception of the sandbags and the figures, which I'm working on.
And that's
okay,
it's an M4A1 76, isn't it?
Yes, M4A1 VVSS tracks or suspension with a 76 wet.
Very nice, very nice. Can't wait to see how it turns out.
Thank you. And then hopefully my next build after this, I might do a palette cleanser from Sherman's after this. I don't know, but I'm gonna do a Sherman Firefly from the Polish 1st Armored Division, and I'll use these British infantrymen from Normandy set from Dragon to support that tank.
Yeah.
Very nice. Nothing wrong with a
So-
Firefly.
So we should definitely do a Firefly buddy build.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's something we're talking about doing for the podcast.
Yeah. What was it? 17-pounder.
Yeah, 17-pounder.
17 pounder.
Yeah. Because I was actually looking on Trade Me just before we started recording, and someone posted a listing that is just labeled model kits. Hang on, I'll bring it up because they're for $1 reserve. And they have. Come on, phone. Let's work with me here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 35th scale tank kits. Some of them started, some of them not. But included is the Dragon Sherman 5C Firefly and the Academy Achilles.
Ooh!
So I've
You
got
better
that on
get
the
on
watch
that.
list. I've got it on
Yeah.
the watch list. What else have they got? M12 155mm gun motor carriage.
Oh.
Yeah, all for all of those for $1 reserve. But I have a feeling in closes in 5 days that will probably jump up quite a bit. So we'll see.
Watch it.
I will tell.
But you know, I might. I've also got the model show next weekend, and as long as work pays me, I'll be able to. I'll be looking for anything that's got a 17-pounder in it, including just a standard 17-pounder.
Spectacular.
Talking about 17-pounders, so work on my Germany 1945 diorama is. I can see the end, and I can't wait. I mean, it's a fun build, but I started this in December.
Oh.
FYI, yeah. So literally before recording, I was doing the last pin wash on the German figure because he's all painted up, and then I've just got to go and tidy up the wash. Now it's sort of dried. But at the moment, here's how it's looking. I bought some 3D printed manhole and drainage covers and a whole bunch of dead leaves, and kind of going for a dead leaf scatter. I don't know. You know, adding a bit of detail into it instead of just being an empty street. So, yeah, all I got to do is finish off the German, and like apart from just minor stuff like clean up and stuff like that, I'm pretty much done. Just got to glue the tank down and then add on a few extra leaves here and there, but just trying something a bit new on this one. So, yeah, hopefully get it. I'm going to get it. No, not hopefully. I will get it done for next week's competition. So, yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with how this one's turned out.
Good
Yeah,
deal.
this looks really good.
And here's the German figure as well. So, I didn't have enough time or the money to buy the German uniform paint kit that I wanted, so I've had to fall back. So, this has all been done with Tamiya enamel paint, which a lot of people who paint figures definitely won't be using. And it's all highlighted and shadowed and shaded. I've done the usual techniques for figure painting, but with enamels, so you have to be just a little bit more careful. But honestly, I can actually get. What I've found is I've managed to get the right ratio, and I found that with highlights and shadows on acrylics, you usually have like a hard edge between them from the paint, and then you try and like blend it with a filter or something like that. With the enamel, you can, because you've got the thinner on the brush with the paint, you can blend it in much nicer, so you can get a much more blended look between your highlight and your shadows. That's just something I've found. So, yeah. But it's the last major thing I need to do, and then it's basically glue everything down and try and just look for mistakes and damage and stuff like that. You know, usual stuff. But yeah, I'm seeing the end on this one. I can't wait. There's so many other things I want to build now, like the horrific T-77. But that is it. That is all we've got for this episode. But before we sign off, big thanks to our Patreon supporters who have stuck by us, including Paul Gallagher, Lord Flaky, Robert Judson, Braille Mastroeni, and Liam Barnett. Those are our Pinju supporters. And our Pinju followers, Robert Brisbane, Frank Little, and Jacob Therault. You guys help us with support and reminding us that we need to get an episode out once in a while, which we do thank you for, by the way. Yes, we've been a little bit slack lately, but we are coming back. We do have a lot of brand new ideas for the podcast as well. We've just had, things get in the way that have stopped us, but not anymore.
Yeah,
We're going to try and actually have it. I know. Life sucks. Gets in the way of all the fun stuff. Like work and all of that bullshit. But we are going to try and record more often than not, and yeah, we've got some new ideas coming up, so be sure to listen out for those. But do we have any more from you two before we sign off?
Thank you all for
I got nothing.
All right, well, if you've made it this far, thank you for watching and listening to the Micro Machines podcast. We do thank you for making it all the way through the episode, and we will we'll see you guys in the next episode. But until then, bye for now.
See ya.